Hello everyone, this is B. Rukmini Devi, Assistant Professor of Botany, Government Degree College for Women, Begumpet. Today I am going to explain about the family Orchidaceae. Systematic position of Orchidaceae family, if you observe, means it belongs to the class Monocotyledonae, series Microspermae, family Orchidaceae. Now I am going to explain about distribution of Orchidaceae family. This family comprises 735 genera and 20,000 species. These are abundantly present in tropical and warmer parts of the world. Actually, this is the largest family of monocotyledons and second largest family among angiosperms. In India, this family is represented by 128 genera and 881 species. In India, these Orchidaceae family members are mostly growing in eastern Himalayas, western Ghats and Khassia hills. Now we will see some of the important plants belongs to Orchidaceae family. One is Arundina bambusifolia. Second one is Bulbophyllum roxburghi. Third one Cymbidium ensifolia. Fourth one Eulophia virens. Fifth one Dendrobium superbum. Next Epipactis giganteum. Next plant Neotia listeroides. This is also called as bird's nest orchid. Next one is Orchis latifolia. Next Rhynchostylis retusa, Spathoglottis plicata, Taeniophyllum, Vanda parviflora, Vanilla planifolia, etc. Now we will discuss about habit and habitat of Orchidaceae family members. In tropics, most of the family members are epiphytes. In temperate regions, these are terrestrial. Few members like Neotia, they are leafless saprophytes, which consists of mycorrhiza. Eulophia virens, which occurs as terrestrial plant, and Vanda roxburghi grows as epiphyte in low altitude in South Indian forests. Most of the orchids are perennial herbs. That means lifespan is more than 2 years or more than 2 seasons. Most of the Orchidaceae family members are herbs. But vanilla, if you observe, means it is a climber which consists of tendriller roots. Now we will see vegetative morphology of this Orchidaceae family members. Vegetative morphology first begins with root description. Here, adventitious roots are present in this Orchidaceae family members. Here, in this family, some of the members' adventitious roots become swollen in nature and tuberous. In epiphytic orchids, if you observe, means these epiphytic orchids are grows in rainforest regions. They will show some adaptations. So here epiphytes consist of two types of roots. One is clinging type of root, another one is velamin roots. So here clinging roots are helps for attachment purpose. Next velamin roots which are having absorption function. So they will absorb moisture and water from the environment. Here these are also green in color, so they can assimilate food materials. So here the absorbing roots which are useful for absorption of water and salts from the humus and collected on the bark of the branches. Taeniophyllum, if you observe, means here photosynthetic roots are present. Why photosynthetic roots are present means leaves are completely suppressed, so roots become green in color and flat in nature, so they are assimilating organs in Taeniophyllum plant. Neotia, if you observe, means this is a saprophytic orchid. Here Neotia is called bird's nest orchid. Why it is called bird's nest orchid means here roots coming out from the rhizome which forms a bird's nest like mass. That is why this is also called as bird's nest orchid. Now we will discuss about stem morphological features. Terrestrial orchids, if you observe, means they are perinated by rhizomes or root tubers. In epiphytic forms, if you observe, means growth of stem is sympodial or monopodial. For sympodial example is dendrobium, monopodial example is vanda. Bulbophyllum stem, if you observe, means which shows swollen internodes. These swollen internodes which are present in bulbophyllum plant called as pseudobulbs. Epiphytic species, if you observe, means they do not form any pseudobulbs but they possess fleshy leaves. For example, vanilla plant. Now we will see leaf morphological features. Leaves are radical and colline in nature. Simple leaves are present. Alternate type of phyllotaxy is there in this family. Here leaves are exstipulate, that means stipules are absent. Here venation is parallel venation because these are monocotyledonous members. Vanda, if you observe, means here leaves are distichous. Saprophytes, if you observe, means here leaves are reduced to scales. Some are saprophytic plants. In that type of saprophytic plants, leaves are reduced to scales. Here you can see vanda, twig with inflorescence, LSA flower, floral diagram, etc. Floral morphology, if you observe, means it begins with inflorescence characters. Then we will discuss about flower, general description, next flower, detailed description, etc. So first we will see inflorescence of Orchidaceae family members. Here there is a great variation in the inflorescence of Orchidaceae family. Here some members possess spike type of inflorescence, some members shows raceme type of inflorescence, some members consist only single flower, some members shows fascicle type of inflorescence also. So there is a great variation in inflorescence in Orchidaceae family members. Now we will see flower general description. Here flowers are large and showy in nature. These are bright in colors. Here morphology, if you observe, means these Orchidaceae family members shows complicated morphology. Flower, if you observe, means these flowers shows complicated morphology. In this Orchidaceae family, flowers possess bracts, that is why bracteate flowers are there. Flowers may possess pedicel or may not possess pedicel. They possess pedicel means those flowers are called pedicellate flowers. If pedicel is absent means that type of flowers are called sessile flowers. Flowers shows zygomorphic symmetry. That means in one plane only flower can be divided into two equal halves. That is called zygomorphic symmetry. Flowers bisexual in nature, trimerous and epigynous in condition. Now we will discuss about perianth characters. Here perianth consists of 6 members which are arranged in 2 whorls of 3 each. Here perianth members are free in condition, they will not be fused. These are fleshy in nature. Outer whorl is sepal like and which consists of 3 sepals all alike, or median one or posterior sepal becomes larger in size. Estivation of this outer whorl of perianth, if you observe, means imbricate type of estivation is there or subvolvate type of estivation is there. Inner whorl represents petals part. Here these petals are dissimilar. Posterior petal is larger and highly modified. That highly modified posterior petal is called as labellum or lip. Through this labellum, which is present in posterior side or posterior in position, which helps for pollination a lot. So here through the labellum which is present in the posterior side in bud condition, Actually, it comes to lie in the anterior position. Actually, this is posterior one, but it is present in anterior position. How it is possible means because of resupination. Actually, it is a posterior, but this is present in the anterior position. Why it is present in that manner means because of resupination process. Here, labellum of Orchidaceae family members, if you observe, means they will show different shapes. They are present in various colors. Cypripedium, if you observe, means this lip or labellum is slipper shaped, curved upwards and spreading as in Odontoglossum, very small in some species. Labellum is funnel shape in Cattleya species. So, shape of the labellum is differs, size of the labellum is differs, and these colors also greatly varies. So, here just now we discussed about position of labellum is anterior. Actually, that is a posterior position, but it is present in anterior position. How it is happened means because of resupination. Just now we heard that term. What is this resupination? We will see now. Here flowers are epigynous, so ovary position is inferior. So here flower which consists inferior ovary. Here this ovary undergoes some twisting. In what manner this twisting occurs means here flower shows 180 degrees angle twisting which occurs in clockwise manner. So as a result, the petal which is present in the posterior side which moves to anterior side and vice versa. So this kind of 180 degrees twisting of flower in bud condition, that phenomenon is called as resupination. That means resupination is nothing but reverse orientation of this labellum, that is called resupination. Due to this resupination, posterior labellum or lip comes to lie in the anterior side. So here this labellum or lip provides landing space for the insects during this pollination process. Now we have to understand one important structure which is present in this Orchidaceae flowers, that is gynostemium. Here stamens are there. In this stamens, filaments of the stamens fuses with the style part. So one specialized structure will form, that is called gynostemium. So here filaments of the stamens and style of the gynoecium fused together. So one column is formed. That column is called as gynostemium or gynostesium. So here this is characteristic feature of this Orchidaceae family. Here this gynostemium is elongated fleshy structure which arising above the ovary and lies opposite to the labellum. So here presence of gynostemium is a characteristic feature of Orchidaceae family. Now we will discuss about androecium. Actually androecium is represented by one stamen or two stamens. Here we should not use stamens words. Actually here androecium is represented by one or two sessile anthers. Sessile anthers means stalks are absent. So orchids are basically divided into two groups according to the number of stamens. So here suppose a single stamen is present means those are placed in one group, that is called monandre. Two stamens are there means those all plants are kept in one group, that is called as diandre. So monandre and diandre, two groups are there based on the number of stamens. Anthers features, if you observe, means anthers are diathecous, intrors and longitudinal dehiscence will occur. Actually, in this Orchidaceae family, pollen grains are maybe simple pollen grains or may be present in tetrads. Sometimes in some species they are commonly present in pollinia. So here 2 to 8 pollinia are there for one anther. So pollinia may be connected to a sticky thread-like structure that is called caudicle. The caudicles end in a disc-shaped gland that is called as visidium. Here pollinia connected to a sticky thread. That sticky thread is called caudicle. The caudicles end in a disc-shaped gland that is called visidium. Now we will discuss about this gynoecium part. Always ovary is inferior in position. Tricarpellary. Tricarpellary means 3 carpels are there. 3 carpels are fused, that is called syncarpous condition. Single locule is there. Numerous minute ovules are there on 3 parietal placentation. So here placentation is parietal placentation. Cypripedium, if you observe, means ovary is trilocular with axial placentation. 3 locules are there and shows axial placentation. Stigmas are viscid in nature. Flat or cushion-like areas are present at the tip of the column. This is about gynoecium morphological features. Here fruit, if you observe, means Orchidaceae family members produces capsule type of fruit which dehisces laterally by forming 3 to 6 valves. Berry type of fruit is there in vanilla species. Now we will see seed morphological features. Seeds are non-endospermic, that means endosperm is absent. More number of seeds are there, that is a numerous term we will use. Seeds are small in size. Next, these seeds are dust-like, light and wind dispersed. Floral formula of Orchidaceae, if you observe, means bisexual flowers, zygomorphic symmetry. Perianth consists 2 whorls. Each whorl comprises 3 sepals and 3 petal-like structures. So perianth is represented by 3 plus 3. Here androecium consists of single stamen or 2 stamens. Single is there means monandrei, 2 are there means diandrei. Gynoecium comprises 3 ovary. Gynoecium comprises 3 carpels. Tricarpellary condition. Carpels are fused, that is called syncarpous condition. So here syncarpous condition is mentioned by using brackets. Ovary position is inferior. So you have to put that hyphen above G. You can see images of some orchids belongs to the family Orchidaceae. What type of pollination occurs here in Orchidaceae family members means mostly entomophilous type of pollination occurs with the help of bees and some insects. Pollination occurs. So here this Orchidaceae family members produces some nectar. Because of nectar and because of attractive beautiful flowers, insects are gets attracted. So pollination occurs with the help of insects. Now we will discuss economic importance of Orchidaceae family. This family has a very good economic value. Here some plants are medicinally important. First we will discuss about medicinal plants of Orchidaceae family. Decoction of vanda roots which are used to treat rheumatism and also used as an antidote for scorpion stings. So here roots decoction. Which plant root decoction? Vanda plant root decoction, which is used to treat rheumatism and also used as an antidote for scorpion stings. Dendrobium obatum plant extract is used as laxative. So which is responsible for free bowel movement, that is called laxative. Here Eulophia consists pseudobulbs. So decoction of pseudobulbs, which is used to cure sterility in men and women in tropical Africa region. So to treat sterility in male and female, some decoction is used. That decoction is prepared by using pseudobulbs of Eulophia. This is about medicinal plants of Orchidaceae family. Vanilla fruits, if you observe, means vanilla dried fruits yields some nice fragrance. So this dried fruits of vanilla, which is used in flavoring ice creams and confectionaries. Confectionaries means sweets. Next, fibers. Fibers mostly extracted from the stem cortex of Dendrobium. So these fibers are used as binding material of hats. Orchidaceae family comprises beautiful orchid flowers. So here these orchids are widely cultivated in gardens and greenhouses for their beautiful and sweet scented flowers. Common orchids which are grown for their beauty are orchis plant, vanda, vanilla, dendrobium, etc. Some plants possess edible tubers also. Example for that type of plants are Platanthera susannae. These plant tubers which are edible in nature. This is about economic importance of the family Orchidaceae. I hope you understand today's topic. So with this I am concluding this session.